What is up, guys? LB Squirtle King here with part 2 of my explanation on how I record my videos, alright? So, this is, like I said last time, I have two software that run while I record my videos. I have Audacity, I have Camtasia Studio and Camtasia Recorder right now up, only because I am recording this, I'm screen capturing this. It's the only reason they're up. I don't usually have them running. Anyways, Audacity, I have this running right now. You can see there's my audio of me talking to you. And then, Pinnacle Studio, this is Pinnacle Studio version 15. This goes with my Dazzle. Every single capture card has its own software. You got certain things like I know the HD PVR takes this one, Total Media Extreme here. The Elgato has its own. The Diamond DVC or Diamond VC 500 has its own. They all have their own different capture software. This is mine. There's actually one called the Instant DVD Recorder that comes with the Dazzle. Don't ever use that. Alright, I know that for a fact. Try as much as you possibly can to acquire Pinnacle Studio in some way. I know there is a Dazzle HD. It's called the Dazzle HD. The only reason it's called that is because it comes with the Pinnacle Studio Collection HD. The Dazzle itself is still just as good as the one I have, just the regular Dazzle. But anyways, oh, and it's like black or something in its color instead of white. Anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click the importer here, and it's gonna open up my capture importer. Here we go. You can see there's Animal Crossing. That's what I'm gonna be recording next after this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to 16:9 here, because that's usually where I record it at. Yes, I know GameCube is not a 16:9 console. I am fully aware of this. I also kind of don't care. Anyways, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually bring up the task manager. And this is how I save on my memory, my CPU usage, my RAM whenever I'm recording this, so it doesn't lag. I bring up the task manager, and then what I do is I just go over to Studio. I see I got importer and I got Studio here, and look at how much memory they're both taking up. It's ridiculous. I go to my Studio and then I just end the process for Studio, and then I record with just my importer up. Saves a lot on my memory, and this is actually going to be episode 10. It's probably going to go up tomorrow. And then what I'll do is I'll just set the folder that I want to send it to. Alright, so, that's pretty much all there is for that. So that, yeah, now it's set to Animal Crossing. So you can see all that space left. And I have Audacity up. Then I'll just click Start Capture, which I'm not going to do because if I am running the screen capture right now, it's going to drop frames like crazy and it's going to make my importer look bad. I promise you this, though. My computer, which has only got 2 gigs of RAM, it doesn't even have that great of specifications. In fact, here, I'll bring them up for you. So look, here are my specs for my computer. Take a look at them right here. It's only got 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's a 32-bit operating system, 1.87 gigahertz. It's not that great of a computer. It's got an Intel Celeron processor. Yet, I have never, when I record my Dazzle, it takes usually about an hour for it to drop even one frame while I'm recording. So it's really, really nice. Pinnacle Studio is not that bad when it records. And for people who think that there is an issue, this is something you're going to want to also check with every single capture studio that you use. Not just Pinnacle Studio itself. You're going to want to watch your brightness and your contrast and whatnot. You can adjust them again while you're editing, but when you're initially capturing, the thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to keep your sharpness pretty low. The funny thing is, I bought Pinnacle Studio, the sharpness was set to here. All right, that's bad. That's really bad because in Sony Vegas, it's a lot harder to de-sharpen a video than it is to sharpen it even more. So you just want to click Reset. Alright, and there you go. It's going to set itself back to normal, and that's where you're going to want to have it at. Then from there in Vegas, you can actually adjust your stuff. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to cut ahead to after I've recorded this video, and then we're going to take a look at it in Sony Vegas, and I will see you guys in a minute. Okay, next thing I'm going to show off here is I'm going to be showing off how to do noise removal on your audio in Audacity. So, as you can see, here's my audio. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select a good region of blank audio that has just no speaking in it whatsoever. I click noise removal, then I click Get Noise Profile. Then I select the entire clip by clicking Control A, click Noise Removal again, and click OK. And now it's going to start the noise removal process, which takes quite a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fast forward it and play music over that, and over the export as well. And then I will see you guys in a minute. Alright, so now let's mute this, and then what we're going to want to do is we're going to open up Vegas Pro. I use Sony Vegas Pro version 10. So let's just wait for it to open really quickly here. Alright, now that they have finished building, what we're going to want to do is we're just going to put them in the timeline, alright? So just like that, there we go. Now, like I said in the very first part, my audio is usually much quieter. Here, let's contrast them together. Alright, sorry about that. Apparently I had the hiccups for a few seconds there. Anyways, okay, whatever. In this episode, we're going to be seeing a few new things. Oh, crap. Man, I have a bad stutter there. I am so sorry. I'll figure out something with that. Anyways, what I usually do with the level that I record my audio is I bring my gain down to 10.6, and then I up my decibels, usually just about 1.4. And as you can see, there is a lot of blank space here, a lot of it. All right, that's going to be the cuts. Usually, to make cuts easier for me and know exactly where to cut, after I've synced my audio together, I like to remain as quiet as possible during the cuts, or at least quiet from the very start to end, or the start of the cut to the end of the cut. You know, I can have a little bit of noise in the middle, you know, but I just have to make sure that the start and the end of it are completely quiet, so I know exactly where to cut. Alright, and then when it comes to the video, what I usually do, as you can see, we got all this black space around here, alright, around the border. What I do is I click Event Pan Crop, alright, and I have a template set. I have templates for all of my Let's Plays and all the verses and everything that I've recorded. And yes, look, I even have a Paper Mario template. Yeah, I was gonna record that, and then things went wrong, and that went bad, that I couldn't do anymore. Anyways, so what I do is I just click Animal Crossing. As you can see, it just snaps to it. All right. Now, what I basically do is to do so. Here, let me show you this. Let's go to Untitled, or let's go to the default. All right. And what I do is I just take off lock aspect ratio and size about center, and then I just drag these to fit nicely, just like that. Alright, and let's drag that over, and perfect. And then what we'll do is then I'll just call it Animal Crossing and save, and there you go. And now we have a template. As you can see, we still have black bars. Okay, now to fix that, what you do is you right click on the clip itself, the video clip, you go to properties, and you want to do is you want to take off maintain aspect ratio, and then it's going to snap, and now it's full screen. Other things you're going to want to do when you go into properties, you're going to also want to make sure you do this. You want to reduce interlace flicker, disable resample, go to media, and you're also going to click field order, none progressive scan, and then pixel aspect ratio is going to be square. Alright, now it's got the perfect aspect ratio. Alright, other things you're going to want to do with your clip. Alright, now this is not true with all capture cards, but it is true with the Dazzle and the Diamond, I believe, is that it loses some saturation and color when it captures. Okay, it doesn't capture the correct color saturation. So what I do is I click color corrector, I double click that, and I add that, and I also add brightness contrast. Okay, now with the color corrector, there's all these templates here. The one that I have is SOTC. This is the one I made when I started my Shadow of the Colossus Let's Play, and basically this is just to fix the desaturation on my capture card. As you can see, the saturation jumps up to 1.194. Alright, let's take, like, look at the screen, you can see the difference. Alright, so 1.194, let me just open that one again. There you go, is where I have it. So then that removes all of the color desaturation, and it makes it look nice. With the color corrector, I advise not touching anything else on here, because as you can see, you get looking all green and nasty, and just, yeah, don't touch anything else on here. I promise you're not going to want to do that. Actually, I need to fix the event pan crop a little, just a hair, because you notice on the left there we go. Okay, that should look better. Now let's save it as Animal Crossing. Perfect. Alright, and the other one is brightness contrast. Okay, Now let's go to some black screen here. So my black screen here actually looks a little bit gray. Now to fix that, what I'm going to do is I have this one, I just call it LP Squirtle King because that's just for my videos. I click it and it makes it perfectly dark and black, okay? That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. That's as dark as it's supposed to look. The brightness contrast is at this, negative 0.07, 0.10, and then above 0.5. Now when I capture, it has my brightness and contrast up a little in the studio, that's why I have this. So now it looks like it's supposed to look. It looks perfectly correct, okay? Just as bright as it's supposed to be. The color is spot on. Now it's just absolutely perfect. There are other things in here that you can do, so, other plugins such as the unsharpen mask to adjust your sharpening. Certain people will advise doing that. I don't advise doing that because it can actually ruin your capture. It's only advisable if you have like no sharpening at all. Like here, I'll show. Yeah, I can show a difference here. So if you like the radius will change it a lot. People will actually do their radius all the way up to 1, and then they'll do like their amount at 0.1. Just I advise against doing that completely. Don't ever do that. Now the next thing I want to show off, alright, let's go to properties. Now this is usually what you're going to want to have. These are the best possible settings for YouTube, and I promise you this is true, okay? So let's go to our project properties, alright? Now, some people prefer to do it output in WMVs. Some prefer to do MP4s. I personally choose MP4s because MP4s actually render a little bit faster than WMVs, and MP4 is the file type that YouTube likes the most. WMV they still accept just as well, but MP4 is the preferred file type. I always do it to width 1280, height 720. Wait. There is weight on this video. No, height 720, so it's 720p. All right. Even though the video is only captured in 480i, because that's what the S video captures at, I have it 720p. Why? When you have it at 720p, YouTube is the only site in the entire world that does it this way. If you go and put it on Blip TV or some other video sharing or video site, this is not the case. This is only the case on YouTube. If you post in 720p, it actually doesn't compress the video as badly as it will on 480p and 360p. Okay, so uploading in 720p is desired. Alright, field order, you're going to want to have a non-progressive scan, pixel aspect ratio 1, output rotation 0. You do not want to change the rotation on this. Your entire video is going to be rotated. Frame rate, you're going to want to do NTSC 29.97. Pixel format, make sure it's 32-bit floating point full range. Compositing gamma, you're going to want to have it linear. Full resolution rendering quality is best. Motion blur type, Gaussian, and blend fields for de-interlace method. Okay, for your audio. Now the best sample rate that YouTube can possibly have is something around, I forget. I think 192,000 is the best. I know WMVs can have better than that. But that's basically you're just going to have the maximum sample rate, 192,000 hertz. Bit depth 24. Okay, resample and starts quality best. Audio isn't really going to affect your render times as much as video anyway, so highest quality is preferred in the long run, and that is pretty much all you're going to want to do in there. Now, when you're rendering, here's your render settings, okay? What you're going to want to do, I promise you this is the best possible option. When you're doing save as type, make sure, okay, you choose either MP4, Sony AVC. Don't choose the other type of MP4, the main concept AVC, that's not what you're going to want to choose. Either choose Sony AVC, MP4, M2TS, or AVC, or Windows Media Video V11 WMV, okay? Now you click that, make sure the template is set to 720p, 30p, not 25p there, alright? Custom. Now, let's take a look at our actual rendering settings, okay? Video format is supposed to be AVC. Frame rate is high definition, 1280 by 720. Baseline, CAVLC, 29.97 frame rate. Okay, pixel aspect ratio, keep it at 1. Your bit rate, 8 is desired even though it's not in here. You're going to want to input it at 8 million. Don't go any higher than that. That is not necessary for YouTube. It is the best it can possibly handle. With your audio, this is sample rate here is hertz, 48,000, go to the highest. Bit rate, 128,000 bit rates or bits per second is the best possible bit rate YouTube actually uses. So don't go any higher than that. It is not necessary. audio format, there's only one, and then there you go. That is going to be your template for rendering, okay? Or at least these are my settings basically, and these are the ones I recommend to you, okay? And that's how I can get the quality I can get out of a dazzle, all right? So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to say regarding all of this. So I'm gonna render out this video now, and this video will be probably going up just before. Well, the Animal Crossing video will probably be going up just before the video I'm recording now, because I don't really want to spoil this. So I'll see you guys on the flip side.